Hello and welcome back to REV Endurance Sports, and we're going to do a bike profile on this VAAST Magnesium bicycle. Now, a customer came in to me. He purchased the bike during the Black Friday sale, and that here in the States is in November time frame. And this is now September. So he finally brought it in to get it looked at. He had some brake rubbing issues. Also had a rear derailleur shifting issue, just minor issues. And of course, this bike was packed and shipped to him. And so he wanted to make sure that everything was working properly so that he could ride it. And he's been a runner for a while, and so he wants to do something else now. Right, so this is a beautiful color, and I'd like to get it out in the sun. Let's see if maybe we can do that. Hopefully that'll come out for you. But it's nice with the purple matching stem, but I do believe that's going to be an issue, and I'll cover that in just a minute. This is an extra large, and he is just shy of 5'11". And that is it's probably called a 120 stem, but it actually measures 125 to the center of the clamp. So from the center of the bolt hole to the center of the clamp. And my thought is that's a pretty advanced riding position for a new rider to be, extended on a 125 millimeter stem. So we'll work with him. He's due in probably in the next 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to work with his bike fit, but it's not going to be a real bike fit because I generally have a different philosophy about bike fits for people that get brand new bikes. I usually like for them to go out and ride a little bit. I set up their saddle at the appropriate height, and then I just say, okay, just go out and ride. Let's just see what you think, what you feel. I'm not one of those people that wants to charge a bike fitting fee, and it's a brand new rider. They don't know enough. They're not body aware enough as cyclists. So just let them go out, let them ride a little bit, let them ride, 2 to 3 times per week for a couple of weeks. And then they can come in and say, yeah, I don't like this saddle because when I'm riding, it gives me a pain or a discomfort in this particular area. Then I can work with that. Or, I feel like the stem is too long or my bars are too wide. I like them to ride the bike a little bit. Now, I don't mean go 6 months, but a couple of weeks, couple to 3 times per week, and just kind of get a feel for the bike. And then come in, and then we can start working on some stuff. But because I think that this is an extra, because I believe that the extra large is too big of a bike for him, and I also think a 125 millimeter stem is a bit long for a beginning rider, I think that's the first thing that we're going to address. But let's go on with the rest of the group set. These wheels, they look cool. They're aluminum, by the way. They are not carbon wheels, and they are by Alex rims. So if anyone's been in the bike business a while, you know that they make a lot of wheels for a lot of OE manufacturers, and then they rebrand them. Felt uses their wheels a lot. This particular company apparently does as well, the VAAST wheels. So that's the wheels, but great tires, these Vittoria Rubino Pros. Fantastic tires for a beginning rider to be on. And then we've got an Ultegra 11-speed group set with, it's a mechanical group set. So we have external cables in a portion of the bike. So we've got all these cables coming in here, coming through the frame, and then coming out underneath here. Hopefully that is in focus for you. All right. So that is the bottom bracket. It's pretty congested there. So the front and rear derailleurs, you can see that they've got some cable guide, and then you can see the rear brake hydraulic line going back towards the brake. So, as I mentioned, we've got a mechanical drivetrain. So we've got cable here for the front derailleur, Ultegra. We've got a rear Ultegra derailleur. That cassette looks a bit shiny. It could be Ultegra. Sometimes the 105 looks like that as well. And then it looks like a KMC chain. Yeah, that's a KMC chain. So not a Shimano chain, but that's not usually an issue, by the way. As long as you've got some, see how it's got the chamfering there. Does that focus? Yeah, that'll help the shifting, so that's good. It's a shorter cage derailleur, so if he wants to go with a bigger cassette later, then we'll have to maybe swap out that rear derailleur. But the chain rings, they're 50-34 on this Praxis crankset. And from time to time, I end up selling quite a few of these Praxis cranksets. Now this is the Zayente, so it's a carbon crankset. And then you've got chainring options galore with Praxis, so that's really a good thing. And then we've got Ultegra calipers. You can see right there, R8070, and the same thing in the front. So it's a very well-equipped bike with the Ultegra group set. I mean, that's just a fantastic group set and keeps the price point fairly low. One thing I found interesting as I was airing up the tires is they had these valve extenders on here. And I was like, why is there a valve extender? Why not just put a tube that had the correct valve length? But yeah, that's the way it came. There's one in the front and one in the back. So yeah, valve extender already attached. I thought that was interesting. But good looking bike. Now the tape job or the bar tape job leaves a little bit to be desired, but we're going to save the gentleman some money for the time being. Just let him ride the bike, and then we will make changes as we need to. But yeah, there it is. That is a VAAST Magnesium. I don't know if I've shot that label yet, so let's do that now. So there it is. All light, super mag, AE81. I don't know what any of that stuff means, so if anyone can help me, that would be cool. Look at that. They even have a sticker telling you what the bottle cage bolts should be torqued to. 4 Newton meters or 35 to 40. Yeah, I can't really see that. 35.4 inch-pounds. So yeah, 4 Newton meters. Sorry, that's out of focus. There we go. Okay. And there's the extra large decal. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me know if you run a VAAST bike. Let me know if you run a magnesium bike. Some of you might remember, if you've been around long enough, the Pinarello Dogma used to be a magnesium bike. It was, before it became a carbon bike, they had a Dogma that was magnesium. So if anyone ever had one of those or knows of that bike, make a comment down below. Everyone else, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.